Hi, everyone. I'm Kimberly Lewis Parsons. I'm CEO of Bamboo Teaming, and I am excited to be one of the speakers at RBTC's Emerging Tech Conference that's coming up at the end of this month. I am also delighted to have Aileen Helsel speaking with me today of Carilion Clinic. She's one of the speakers at the conference. So, Aileen, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a bit about the work that you do?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm Aileen Helsel. I'm the Director of Innovation for Carilion Clinic, which is a healthcare system here based out of Roanoke, Virginia, but covering a large geographic region down here in southwestern Virginia. And we care for about 1 million patients every year. And the innovation department was established as an important resource for our employees as well as our patients.
Okay, good. Why don't you share a little bit about the main focus of your talk? What are you all planning on covering?
Yeah, my talk will focus on how we're developing new medical devices within a healthcare system, and also why I think that's one of the most underappreciated but powerful places for innovation to happen. So, when most people think about medical device development, they picture startup companies or maybe industry, but not usually hospitals. But healthcare systems are full of clinicians who see problems every single day. And these problems often slow care delivery, they increase costs, they can affect patient outcomes as well. So these clinicians often also have incredible ideas for how to fix those problems. But normally, those ideas never leave the walls of the hospital because clinicians don't have access to the resources or the know how to develop them into actual products. So, what we're doing is helping bridge that gap. So, we take ideas that originate from physicians, nurses, or really any care team member, and we help move them from early prototyping through validation and testing. And because we're embedded in a healthcare system, we can test prototypes really quickly. We can collect real world feedback and also make sure that we're building something that actually improves care, not just in theory, but in practice. So, Carilion Clinic Innovation, what's really important about what we do is how we partner with other groups as well, because we really want to take advantage of everything that exists in this sort of living laboratory that is a healthcare system. So, two really important partners that we work with a lot are the R&D department and the human factors team. The human factors team plays a really key role early in the development. They help us assess the usability, the workflow integration, and the safety so that prototypes that we're building are practical for real clinicians and real environments. And then once a device is ready for testing, the R&D team leads the clinical trial process. We can evaluate performance, safety, and the effectiveness of the new device in real patient care settings. So together, these collaborations really ensure that our innovations are not only well designed, but also clinically proven and ready for a broader adoption. So I think that this model is especially relevant right now because everybody knows that the healthcare industry is under enormous pressure right now,
Mhm.
financially, operationally, and also from a workforce standpoint. So systems really have to do more with less every single day. And that's really forcing this shift towards practical innovation, things that make care more efficient, more equitable, more sustainable. And clinician driven innovation really aligns perfectly with this because it starts with the pain points and where those are the most acute. So, overall, my focus is really on showing how healthcare systems can become not just places where innovation is implemented, but they can be key sources of and engines for innovation. And also how that can transform both the experience of the clinicians and the outcomes for the patients.
I really appreciate this aspect that you're bringing innovation, idea, prototyping it fast, making it practical because it's starting on the ground with clinicians and the real world pain points, I think you said,
Yeah.
that they're facing, and how you're basically doing like rapid prototyping to make it real and make it practical. And I love the mind shift that you're bringing up of thinking about innovation, not just from tech startups. It is starting within the walls of like your clinics, your hospitals.
Yeah.
How do you bring that to market? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
understanding?
Yeah. Exactly.
Cannot let you go without asking the question, my bonus question, if you will. So, we at Bamboo Teaming, we help executive teams to remove the friction that's slowing down their alignment, their collaboration, and their cohesion so that they can accelerate results and growth. They can get about the business that they're trying to do, the impact that they're trying to have. And I would love to hear, like, what is your prediction for the number one teaming skill that you think executive teams need to focus on in 2026 in order for them to be successful in implementing emerging tech, their AI initiatives? Like, what will be that teaming skill that if they don't do anything else, they need to be strong in that?
Man, yeah, that's a great question. I really think that the most important thing executive teams can do in this space is create alignment early. So not just on strategy, but also on purpose. There has to be a lot of clarity around why a technology matters and how it fits into the organization's overall goals. And this takes a lot of alignment throughout the institution. So without that, I think it's easy for innovation to really stall out. But teams that communicate openly and stay cross functionally connected, those are the ones that really can take emerging technology from just a really good idea to an actual impact, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I love the focus on alignment, but you gave a nuance, not just alignment on strategy, but alignment on purpose, the business outcomes. Like, what are we actually trying to accomplish with the emerging tech or, the innovations that are coming into the space, and then mobilizing, if you will,
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And I am looking forward to your session. It will be an interactive live session with Carilion Clinic Innovation and Human Factors Life Cycle of a Medical Device.
Very excited as well. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.